There we go. That's what it was. All right, guys. Give me a couple more seconds to get some things straightened out before we officially start. But as promised, I am on screen 15 minutes after. I might end up adjusting this again anyway, just because I don't know where the health bar is going to be once I finish this. Sure, the stream is at stream. Doesn't look like it is. There we go. Beautiful. Alrighty. Good evening, guys. This is your gracious host, Kane Walker, and I've returned with episode 2 of Dread Quest, which is a series where I'm going to be, well, this in particular is going to be gaming for Dread Quest. I'm going to show you some of the video games that inspire my work, or at least games that work in genres that inspire my work. If you can see the games on my dashboard, you can probably guess what some of the things are that I generally write in and experience through media. So there's a bit of a peek into the window of my psyche. But in just another second here, we're going to go ahead and start Battle Chasers Night War. And I am going to have you guys listen and watch the opening cinematics. Just for, obviously, educational purposes. Yes, this is a gaming stream, and it is going to be somewhat for fun, but the point of me doing this is to still illustrate the storytelling aspects of these games and what I've garnered from them as a result of playing them and how that's transferred to my work. Just a second. The least I could do is this. Go ahead and start the game. I'm going to hide myself here for the opening cinematic. Hope you guys enjoyed that opening cinematic. It's pretty epic. There'll be a lot more moments like that as this game progresses. And as you can tell, the art is sick. So I have beaten this game already before, and I will be running it on New Game Plus. Mostly because this isn't really a walkthrough or playthrough. It's more instructional than anything, because I'm really just going to be talking about the storytelling elements that I got from the game, on top of, you know, just playing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the New Game Plus, and the way it works in this game, a lot of games have you keep your items you've earned throughout your adventures. This game actually takes all of that away. All your money, all of the shadow coins, which is a second currency in this game, all of your rare weapons, they're all taken from you. The only thing you get to keep are your perk points and your skills learned through your journey. You're even reduced to level 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And you're gonna be greeted with another opening cinematic, I believe. I guess not. I didn't skip the... Alright, that's strange. Oh, never mind. I guess since this is technically New Game Plus, it doesn't play it again. I could have sworn it did. But, for the sake of it, I'll go ahead and quit out and play it from the cutscene menu. This is the first one you see after the initial.
Everyone hang on!
What are you waiting for? Shoot back!
With what? It's a stealth ship.
This is stealth?
Just do something.
It's always on me, ain't it? These kids don't know how easy they've got it.
We're being boarded!
Gully, get below deck.
You break easier than I do, remember?
More incoming, port side!
Oh no!
Gully, what? Gully.
I've got you. All right, Red. Looks like it's just me and, figures.
Okay, I have hit the live button. It says that we're live.
Yep, and that's what you're supposed to see before we load in, and Gully is on the ground after the airship crashes. We've already experienced her dialogue, so I'm gonna go ahead and progress the story. And I'm wearing an alternate costume for all the characters. I might switch back to those just so you guys know what the characters look like normally. I'll simmer on that. But We're supposed to be meeting Calibretto. And this game is based off a comic book, so it is going to take a lot from the style of that comic. And I want you guys to pay attention to not only the art, especially if you're going to be someone who's into making comics or graphic novels, but pay attention to the dialogue and the character interaction and see what you can garner from that. By the way, say hello to my favorite character.
Righto. You're all right.
Yes. Are you feeling better? You've been resting for a few hours.
I guess I wasn't completely prepared for that cannon blast. Was I dreaming or did you leap off the ship to catch me?
I did.
How'd we make it down in one piece?
Nolan. We fell through a portal he opened, placing us on the ground with only minor injuries.
Then what happened to him?
We don't know.
And Garrison? Monica?
Garrison fell through the portal as well. Monica appears to be missing, along with Nolan.
Then let's get moving. They could be hurt.
Garrison already went ahead to search for them. Are you sure you're well enough to move?
I'm so woozy, but we don't have any time to waste. I'll be fine.
First, allow me to further heal your wounds. Then we will meet Garrison.
what you did during the airship battle, shielding the cannon blast.
You would have done the same for me.
Maybe, but with messier results. You're a brave kid, but remember, we don't fully understand the power of your father's gauntlets. You have to be more careful with them.
I had no choice.
No, I guess not.
I believe he was trying to thank you. Have you found any sign of Monica or Nolan?
I haven't. And this village looks long abandoned. There are lights on the horizon. To the east. Might be a town.
We should investigate. If they survived, they likely headed that direction.
What do you mean, if? Nolan saved us. He can save himself. And Monica, too.
You're probably right. Let's go find them.
Wow, my mic was muted that whole time. I've just been talking, man. I guess I'll go through each character. Okay, so the last thing I was talking about was Garrison, and I guess I'll get into that when I get back because I have to take a bathroom break. Damn it. But not much happened on the way to town anyway. Best thing. Alright guys, I am back. Oh, wrong screen. Dang it. Actually, you know what? Maybe better to just not have my avatar for this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and hide that. It's just gonna be me anyway. So, you didn't hear this before. Well, no, I already did say that. But again, sorry for being muted earlier, guys. Earlier, I went ahead and explained Garrison's backstory, since he was the last character we encountered and was recently added to our party. I believe I was muted when I gave his description, so I'll just go ahead and do it again. Garrison, actually, are there character bios? Yeah, there are. I can actually go through all of these. Actually, no, we'll just do his. So Garrison, as you can see here. Nah, we'll recap and do all of them. Starting with him. Garrison, a legendary warrior and fallen paladin turned sellsword. Once loyal to the missing hero Armus, Garrison struggles to escape his own violent past. He's now drawn back into conflict by a sense of duty, seeking redemption for past sins in the defense of Armus' daughter Gully on her many adventures. So he's essentially the second bodyguard to Gully, on top of Calibretto. I'm gonna go ahead and read Gully's biography. Gully has long been on a quest to find her missing father Armus. Her most prized possession is the pair of gauntlets he left behind, which he used to fearsome effect on the field of battle. They give her incredible power, but also put her in great danger. She's not the only one who knows their power. As explained before, obviously bad guys want the gauntlets and to use them to their own ends. Calibretto, an ancient war golem built for battle. Calibretto developed his own sentience and in the process befriended the wise wizard Nolan, who saved him from persecution. Though a kind and nurturing protector, Bretto commands an arsenal of destructive firepower, capable of quickly handling any threat to himself or his allies. So this is our party as of now. And you'll see the different character dynamics between them as well as their personalities. Hell, even Calibretto, the robot, has a personality, which is pretty much the chief reason he's my favorite. Garrison being my second favorite because mysterious warrior, big sword, yada yada. Who doesn't like that? But we're gonna go ahead and take on this quest of meeting the townsfolk. And like I said, I'm gonna reiterate, I want you to pay attention to the character variety present in this town. Maybe it'll help your own story whenever you deliver it. Here we're gonna start with the curio shop because this guy's the funniest to me, and you'll see. The tinkering continues, but no one answers. The door to this oddly shaped hut is locked. Strange tinkering sounds can be heard within. Knock again. Tinkering sounds stop briefly, replaced by a few curt profanities. Damn it. I didn't read the last part. The door to this oddly shaped hut is locked. Strange tinkering sounds can be heard within. Have Calibretto knock. The door nearly flies off its hinges. What's the meaning of this? Oh my! A war golem. That is almost fascinating enough to warrant my time. Being fascinating is a requirement? Yes. Now please stop knocking and go away. And I expect you to buff out the damage in my beautiful antique entryway. As you can see, Qual is the eccentric potion shop owner. And we're gonna meet the blacksmith, standard fare dwarven blacksmith with a mechanical arm. The heavy iron door, radiant furnace, and proliferation of metalworking tools strewn about tells you this must be a smith shop.
You're the town smith?
Hey, who the hell are you?
That's a rough way to greet strangers.
Being strangers, you don't know how rough we get around here.
I suppose we're gonna learn quickly.
Aye, skin's got to be thick to survive in a forsaken land like this one. And your hammer better be heavy. Speaking of forsaken lands, How did you lot end up here?
We came in on an airship. As we approached, pirates ambushed us.
Sounds right enough. Though not quite pirates, as you say. Bandits. Simple as that. Just thugs full of hot air. But they've been a right pain in the arse recently.
Bandits. Who do they work for?
Well, being bandits. Themselves, mostly. That said, they're acting differently the last few moons. Less scatterbrained. More organized. As a few of us left a bit worried.
We were separated from some friends during the battle. We think they may have them, or know where they are. We'd like to chat with them.
Huh, chat. A few weaklings came by causing trouble last dawn. Chased them off down the south road. You can head that way, if you think you'll find your friends.
If we don't, they'll regret it.
Keep your head up. They must have a camp down there somewhere. What do you need?
Avoiding the southern roads, are you? We'll head there soon enough. As you see.
Yep. Welcome. Don't get killed.
And that is our first barrier to progressing the story. Obviously, the smith shop is important to our heroes' progression because they need upgraded gear. The first step to allowing us access to that is going to be not only speaking to the remaining denizens of this village, but venturing down the south road in search of the bandits in question. Let us continue, and I think I'll go ahead and speak to the bartender next.
What do you need?
Dogen. Oh, we already have access to his wares. Might as well chat with him since we're here. Where are we? Missed the sign on the way in. You're in the town of Harm's Way. Don't worry. The name's more bark than bite. That's a relief. What tavern is this? The Disemboweled Traveler.
Hungry?
Let's see. No.
Come on in.
Want anything? I wonder if it lets me keep my party members. It does let you keep your party members. I won't switch to them early. I'll keep the ones I have for now.
Stay a while.
Don't worry about those other character icons. You'll meet them soon enough if you haven't played this game already. Nothing else to do here just yet.
Back anytime.
Now, actually, we'll meet the Beastmaster next. Or, yeah. Beastmaster Raha. Well, well. We have fresh... I think that's the typo. We have fresh band of adventurers loose here in the Vale. Experienced ones, no less. We've seen our share of battles. And you? Ah! I have. Though, by the way you hold your blade, not the same kind. Let's just say my foe are the wilder kind. The name's Raha. Beastmaster Raha. As I see it, the only foes worth fighting are the untamed kind. And lucky you, this island is littered with them. So we've seen. The slimes and bats in the woods around town? No. You're in for worse than that. We're here looking for lost friends, not hunting for trophies. Indeed. Many get lost on this island. Rescue mission or not, you could use some basic advice to survive here. Take this bestiary journal. Track the creatures you fought. You'll find doing so rewards you with insight into their strengths and weaknesses. Survive long enough, and I'll point you towards more worthy tests. You may find it necessary when searching for your friends anyhow. The search will be brief. You'll make sure of it. Then we'll be gone as quickly as we arrived. I've heard that before. Don't get killed, adventurers.
Hunt
Hunt
well.
well. You know, reading that dialogue again, I think I like the Beastmaster a bit more. She's still not in my... Well, actually, no. She might actually be in my top 3. Curio Shop Owner being number 1. A character we haven't met yet being number 2. And actually, damn it. I'll save that comment for after we... I'll save that comment until after we... Actually, no. The Enchanter, because the game already revealed her name. Damn it, do I like the Enchanter more or the Beastmaster? I like the Beastmaster's personality. Yeah, Beastmaster might take spot 3, but I might reconsider once we actually meet the Enchanter. But no doubt, though, we gotta meet this guy. He's fucking... I love him. The Collector. Dark and mysterious collectors are... Well, dark and mysterious collectors / shop owners are a welcome addition to any fantasy setting. This setting in particular is what's called diesel punk, which is why you see robots on top of magic. The technology isn't exactly what you'd find in standard fare sci-fi, which sci-fi is just another subgenre of fantasy that grew its own legs. But you'll still find a mixture of magic and mechanics in this type of setting. Another franchise known for diesel punk would be Warhammer 40k. I know there's some fans of that out there. I think I want to see if I can farm the shadow coins to get the booty blade. I have to figure out how I'll get them. But as you can see, that attack power is enticing, to say the least. I won't do much farming on stream, but in between parts, I think I may. You know, just because you guys don't need to see me fucking fish for that long or anything. But yeah, he's the shop owner that takes the secondary currency of shadow coins and offers some higher grade items than some of the other shopkeepers. But we've met him, so let's move on.
You bring? Go.
Well, for now, we've met everyone. The Enchanter's missing. And since we've done that, we can go ahead and begin our quest down the South Road. But first, I want to inspect the well. This appears to have been the town well. It's in bad shape and doesn't smell very good either. Inspecting the well confirms that it does smell terrible. Strange sounds seem to come from deep below. More on that later. I'll try not to spoil too much. But let's just say there's something about that well, obviously. Now the game's gonna start throwing more than one enemy at us. I'll go ahead and show off some of the skills. I'm still gonna taunt first for Gully because it's just the smart thing to do. For my man Garrison, I'm gonna start with an Enrage. And just to remind you guys, if you actually end up getting this game to play recreationally, you're gonna start from true new game with none of the things that I have at your disposal. But you'll at least get to get a peek at the skill list. Gonna go ahead and hit him with a rage wave. How he's made a fucking paper mache. Jesus Christ. Way more damage than I feel like he should. But he just wiped the party. That's what he's there for. Nice. I'm gonna try to make these fights as quick as possible. I want to remind you guys to pay attention to the variety even with just this map, pay attention to the variety they have in between areas. Obviously, we just left the lush green woodland part of the map, and we're going down the south road, which is supposed to be a bit darker, have some dead trees, and later on we unlock another area that is adjacent to the theme of the dead trees. I won't say much more. But just be paying attention to, for now, the thing you're going to be focusing on the most is the variety in characters that we've met in the village. On top of the characters in our party, their personalities, the dynamic between them whenever we get those cutscenes. You're going to want to pay attention to the art style and how that comes together and how that serves the story very well. Enemy variety, obviously. So the key word for the time being is going to be variety until we start unlocking the more specific portions of each character's interactions, their quests, and their inner struggles, because each character, believe it or not, has their own inner struggle, except for one or two, I believe. But I'll clarify that further once we encounter it. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you some of Calibretto's cool party wiping stuff. And I'm gonna hit this wildfire. Figured he'd kill them before I actually got a chance to apply that buff. I just had to go for it. Yep, and there we have our point of interest. left. Awesome. The new enemy we encounter is gonna be kind of tough. Well, normally they would be, but I'm on New Game Plus, so it's gonna be fucking cake, honestly. But like I said, the point of me playing this is really to just show you, you know, to have you experience the story of this game along with me while giving you some advice on how to enrich your own stories and show you what to look for when you consume media in general. Honestly, it'd be nice to do something like this with movies as well. But that's going to be something that's a bit in the works. You know, I could do this with any type of media, really. But I'm trying to be able to do things like that without having to run into copyright or any silly things like that, you know? Because the YouTube terms of service, if it's not a video game, you can't just put it up all willy-nilly, for lack of better words. But I want to clarify before I start doing things like that how I can avoid getting copyright strikes and things like that, because obviously I would be showing the media for educational purposes, similar to what I'm doing with this game. But it's much safer to be able to do that with a video game than something like a movie or a TV show, or you know what I mean? So I'm gonna see how I'd be able to do that as this idea progresses. I don't know if anyone else does or has even attempted trying to use video games and the like for educational purposes. You know, in a way it's kind of weird, but I mean, I'm always open to trying new ideas. But yeah, barricades in the middle of a forest. Someone is here. Yes, we should proceed with caution. And you are able to switch the character model. I like going as Calabretto. They have field skills. He can heal the parties with Square, or stun enemies with R2 with his cannon. Gully can stun enemies with her Earthquake with Square, or guard against projectile attacks or the environment with R2. Garrison can blind enemies with R2, or dash forward and make himself invincible through field traps with Square. A camp. Looks like someone was here recently. The smell is certainly fresh. The bandit Grimbeard drove off. Ambush. Damn you. Now we're getting into the a bit more crazy enemy territory. Obviously, you see the bandit that has cloaked himself. Can only be targeted by cloaked enemies. Can only be targeted by multi-hitting attacks that target more than one enemy. This Armored Eviscerator is an example of the technological aspect of Diesel Punk that I mentioned earlier. And this enemy is one of the more out there ones to me. It's just a machine that's made to impale you. It's kind of funny. But yeah, let me start off with a taunt here. Go ahead and engage the party for that attack boost and crit. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit us with Healing Touch. Well, I'll hit Garrison. As my moves in combat become more repetitive, because I do have game plans for whatever type of party I'm fighting against, I'll just remain silent and just do them. There's no reason to bore you with the details. And I kind of don't want that guy to attack, so what I'm going to do is damn, where's her stun attack? I'm definitely gonna hit them with wildfire. Jesus. I think when that thing crits, it hits really hard. It's actually capable of one-shotting our buddy Garrison here. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna play with it. Jesus. She hit him so hard, game lag. I'm gonna turn the game volume down just a smidge, just so it's not overpowering me. Ratio of 50% game audio, 75% voice. I'm gonna see how that sounds. I think my audio might sound a bit choppy. Let me go ahead and fix that really quick. Testing. I'll test to see if that's better here in a second. Yep, sounds pretty good. Ah, the letter opener, the first alternate weapon I found. I think that gives me the ability to cause bleeding, if I'm not mistaken. This letter he was carrying has a seal. Must be important. What does it say? Hard to tell. It's half smeared in blood. It does say outsiders, which must be us. Also, references an outpost. The Smith in town may know what that means. Why do I feel like this is gonna get complicated? Alrighty, we have the continuation of our quest. Another alternate weapon for Calibretto. Cool. Gonna switch out the artifact blade, which let's just say we'll be seeing again in a different form later in the game, for our letter opener. The weapon design in this game is awesome. Even the common weapons look fucking vicious. Like, look at this thing. Not done yet. Have to equip Calibretto with our Gatling gun here. The vent cannon is replaced with the Cyclone. Unfortunately, you can't see him. You can only see Calibretto wield his weapon in combat. You'll see what the Cyclone looks like. Gully doesn't have an alternate weapon just yet. We'll get that later. Oh, also, I forgot to switch back to the normal costumes. I'll do that as soon as we get back to town. But yeah. As a matter of fact, once we get back to town, I'll go ahead and go over our quest overview and see if there's any tidbits I could give you regarding storytelling in that. Because this is gonna, give you a few lessons on plot structure, how to push a narrative forward, a couple of examples of how to do that, what situations you can put characters in and how, and things like that you can garner from pretty much any piece of media. But like I always say, you can learn from any media, but you will learn more from bad media once you've consumed good media first. So that's what we're gonna do. Before we talk to Grimbeard, our blacksmith, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can take a look at our quest list and give you some more insight on that. Where the hell is our current quest? Oh, that's the lore book. Where's the... Okay, so far our main objectives. Calibretto saw a village to the east as the ship went down. We should head that way in search of it. On the way, we found Garrison. We read his biography. We already read the biography of Gully and Calibretto, the other two characters that are in our party. Knock on a few doors in harm's way to get some information about the area and the bandits. We were introduced to all the townsfolk. We encountered some enemies. So far, we've encountered the slime, the bat, the spider. We've encountered a stealth bandit that can cloak itself. And we've encountered the Eviscerator, which is a robot that is made to impale us. And I'm actually not going to go to my bestiary because this is not true new game. And I don't want to spoil what enemies are going to come next. So, the last thing we left off on... Well, I'll read this before. The Harm's Way blacksmith, Grimbeard, chased the bandit out of town to the south. He may have some information we can use. We already went to the camp. We just found the blood-smeared letter. The letter is soaked in blood, but maybe Grimbeard can make sense of what remains legible. So, we're going to go ahead and talk to our man Grimbeard and see what he says to help us progress our story.
Work to do.
Go ahead and chat with Grimbeard.
I believe we found the bandit you chased out of town. In his possession was a letter we were unable to fully decipher.
Alright, let's have a look.
You hand over the bloodied letter.
Ink looks fresh. Says something about an ancient weapon.
Anything else?
Outsiders arriving at the island. Likely to, complicate things.
Outsiders? Does that mean us?
Well, it's hard to make out entirely. But it speaks of the Iron Outpost. That can be sure.
What's that? And where is it?
Mightiest military fortification south of the snows. Long abandoned. But bandits have been going in and out a lot lately. Sky's no why. Gate north of town is locked to keep people from wandering that way. Here's the key. Well, you look likely to survive. But just in case, I've got a fine weapon or two for sale here that may come in handy. If the talking turns to fighting.
Awesome. So, since we completed the quest of going to investigate the bandit camp, obviously we've gained access to Grimbeard's armory. And once we're actually finished here in the smithy, I want to go over exactly what just happened to help us progress our story, because honestly it was artfully done. There's a few elements going on that give us the ability to use the world itself as a bit of a plot device. But let's go ahead and continue.
Some others around town have useful wares as well. You might ask around, see what you can find. If they answer your knocks, that is. Who are you?
Awesome. Northern Gate Key, Introduction to Blacksmithing. Assault the Iron Outpost. So, there's a couple of things that just happened here with our conversation with Grimbeard. Obviously, investigating the bandit camp was one of the key things we needed to do in order to gain access to his armory. But the blood-smeared letter we found is, well, technically it's a MacGuffin, but that word has a negative connotation. But this is a well-used MacGuffin because we had a reason to be at the bandit camp. Obviously, these bandits got wind of us, the outsiders. You know, that may complicate their plans should we find out what they're actually doing. That has yet to be revealed. I won't spoil that just yet. But everything feels organic so far because the reason the letter was written is because bandits need to communicate and tell each other about the outsiders, us, entering the lands. We found that letter. We couldn't read it because it was smeared with blood. There were fragments of information that the party could not decipher, and that's why we needed our character here, Grimbeard, to give us more information about the bandits and what's going on in the world itself. So as you can see, with the way it's written, they're using the areas of the map and certain items we find to propel the story forward, and they're using that to convey exposition. But it never feels, it doesn't feel like the game's being stopped or the story's being stopped in order to dump a bunch of exposition on us. No, we're doing a few things in between so that it unfolds in front of us. So the reason why I brought that up is because you're going to want to reflect things like that in your writing. You should never be grinding your story to a halt in order to dump copious amounts of information. It should all be delivered in a similar fashion to what the game is doing. The characters need a motivation, right? We were motivated to find this village because we are outsiders from a different place. Our airship crashed, and we needed somewhere to rest our head and refortify, gather information, and rearm ourselves. An organic reason for us to find this place. We're trying to find our friends. So we're talking to the townsfolk to figure out if we can find some leads to figure out where they are. And obviously we picked up some side quests with having to go to the Iron Outpost, which is a landmark with an outstanding name. Meant to grab your attention because obviously you're going to think, ooh, what's the Iron Outpost? Obviously the characters, because they are as ignorant as the audience, are going to want to know what that place is. And Grimbeard, the knowledgeable local, which you're going to want to use things like that in your story as well. Essentially, if you have your main characters be people who are from somewhere else, you can pretty much do whatever you want with the place they're going to end up at. So what they've chosen to do here is, what you logically would have to do. Obviously, locals are going to know more things about the area than someone who's not from there. So they've used that to move the plot forward as well. Obviously, Grimbeard is going to be a very important character for us, not only because he provides weapons and enables us to be able to craft things, but because he's going to point us in the right direction of quests as well, along with some of the other characters here in Harm's Way. And it doesn't look like there's much I want to buy from him right now. That's why I've been sitting here at this menu. I guess I'll buy this, Basics of Blacksmithing. But let me see.
Careful.
So now I'm going to see if I can go ahead and head to the Iron Outpost. Production text. It's just showing me I can craft all that stuff now.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm not gonna lie, RPGs are probably gonna be the best way for me to use video games in an educational way. I can't think. I don't know how I'd be able to do this with anything else. A lot of other games don't really care as much about narrative. So I guess that's going to be a job for me to pick games that actually handle the narrative well. Darksiders 1 will probably be the next game I play, which is another fantasy game. I think some of the same artists that did this game are on Darksiders 1, so yeah, if I end up playing that game, which I might, because that story's that's a pretty well written game, and it has a comprehensive narrative. We'll be able to follow that. The main character in Darksiders 1 is pretty cool too, and God, man, I don't want to play Darksiders 3 though. I feel like they dropped the ball with that one, so I'll probably just end up stopping at Darksiders 2. But eventually I'm gonna have to pick out some bad media for us to experience too, just to show you all the things they do wrong, and you might actually learn more from that than experiencing good media. But that's only after you've experienced some, because you'll know what to do right, and once you develop the skill to pick out what's been done right, you'll easily see how bad pieces of media get a lot of things wrong. I know that's kind of nebulous and it's kind of hard to explain, but I think you'll know it once you actually pick up the skill. So we're back in the potion shop. He kicked us out before. I guess he's willing to help us now. I hear you are going beyond the north gate. Maybe you aren't as boring as I thought. Take this flask. It will bring anyone who's fallen in battle right back up. Oh, we get introduced to the level 1 revival flask, minor revival flask. They are limited, but should ensure you live long enough to pay me another visit.
Oh, you.
Nothing for anyone to... Nothing I want to buy from anyone just yet. I think I bought the basics of blacksmithing from Grimbeard, but that's all I've bought so far. Yep, on to the north road. He just gave us the key to this gate, and we're gonna push onward. Back to the Ironwood. Pay attention to the landmarks on the map and how you can include things like that to make your world more interesting. The ruins just off the road here. They look military. This must be one of the Iron Outpost's old way stations, which means the outpost is nearby. Should we search it? Doesn't seem like the highest priority. Being the tryhard I am, I'm definitely searching this. Namely because I know there's a mini boss battle here, and I should get a special weapon for Gully here. The pugilist right there. Looks tough, doesn't he? Oh, I don't know if I hit him with that. I didn't. Whatever. Foreigners I see looking for trouble. This guy's usually pretty tough. Not much to say about this fight. It's just a new enemy in the form of Lieutenant Crusher. And I'm just gonna kill him and move on for this new weapon. Knockout gloves for Goey. The people on this island are strangely cryptic. He was here looking for something. If we don't find Monica and Nolan soon, we're going to get dragged into it. That does seem likely. Yeah, it does. Let's find them. Is that thing looking at us? Only one eye? There's no obvious way to open it. Like some sort of riddle. Whatever the case, we can't open it now. We'll have to come back. Yep, the game's gonna start throwing more bandits our way, and that looks like a multi-fight, so. 5 enemies, it looks like. 2 waves, we have the bandit gunslinger. I still didn't switch back to the fucking normal costume. I'm gonna head back and do that right now. New enemy, the Motivator. Forgot what they do. I know they electrically shock you and do something. I think they kamikaze after a while. Nice, a lot of XP for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to town to switch outfits. Sorry, guys.
You bring things secret.
How the hell do I choose there? Forgot actually how to change the. I think I do it from here.
Secrets.
No, that's not where I do it from the bar.
Hungry? Come on, don't be a stranger.
All right, now we have the regular outfits for everyone. For now. I'm gonna want to unlock that warp point there. So I will kill this bat. The standard costumes look pretty sick too, to be honest. Wow. Wow. So Aramis Legacy gives you better defense and stamina and health. Less attack power. Knockout gloves give you more attack power and less of everything else. I'll deal with it. Just for the sake of having everyone wield a different weapon. Damn it, I skipped dialogue. Did we not see a similar looking device on the outskirts of harm's way? Seems useless. That's his buzzing sound he makes. New enemy, the Wild Gunner. Does exactly what you think it does. Now we finally get to the Iron Outpost and we progress the story a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do mythical difficulty. Revisit dungeon. I might die. Don't care. I want to do mythical. Okay, now that we're in here, give me just a second, guys. Responding to a message I just got. Again, take a look at this sick architecture. Architecture, not texture, excuse me.
This is the Iron Outpost.
It's well lit for an abandoned outpost.
Our approach hasn't been subtle. We should be prepared for resistance inside.
When are we not prepared?
Well, a good example would be the airship, to be fair. The ambushes have a way of doing that to you, so I suppose I should give them some grace. Ah, another piece of lore. A handwritten journal entry is scrawled on parchment. Other grunts have been Other grunts have been talking up the general since his return, yammering about how he's different. I haven't seen him myself yet, but they don't know what I do. What real wars do to a man given time. We've seen some action here, but it's always been safe by comparison. The Iron Outpost has gotten so built up over the years that even if someone did breach the outer walls, they'd get lost inside. Hell, never seems the same twice to me, and I've been here for over a decade. Maybe it's just madness settling in. Still, I can't believe Xavier for being different. Excuse me. Still, I can't blame Xavier for being different, if he is. Not after what he's likely been through. Regardless, I don't plan to find out personally. I'll keep my distance. Heart lost. Our first dungeon and our first side quest within a dungeon. I can't believe this spawned. You hear scratching and shuffling sounds intermittently from this sarcophagus. I'll reread that. You hear scratching and shuffling sounds intermittently from this sarcophagus. Ask if anyone is there. A weak voice whispers. Hello? Someone out there? Please help me. There's been a terrible mistake. By the Maker, thank you. I knew a kind soul would find me eventually. My buddies and I were drinking last night, and well, things got carried away. You know how it is, right? Go on. I just need a teensy tiny favor. See that rune on the lid? I just need you to, you know, chant a few unholy verses, light an unholy candle or two, and then boom, I'm free. How did my buddies get a hold of an unholy warding seal? Beats me. Those guys are crazy. Our choices. Seems like you might be undead. What's in it for us? Okay, we'll help. There's actually two different ways this can end. You get to fight this guy early. I think I'm going to go with that first. And I actually am going to do a small bit of farming just to get the sarcophagus again to continue the true end of the quest line. But to let you guys know, I'm going to do that. But I'm going to do the way that gets me the gold and the fight. So let's see. I'd like to have waited, but I can't let you off that easy. A small, dry laugh follows. So the Shade of Belvrus. You get to fight him early here when he's weaker. And obviously I've chosen to do that. Because you get something in return. I'll end it quickly. But I'm going to reset this scenario because you meet him later on in a different dungeon where he's much more powerful and you reap greater rewards. Jesus, he still hits so hard. Bro, please tell me I'm not gonna die to this. That'd be really stupid. Barrier swing. I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for barrier swing. Oh my god. Yep, I halfway deserve that. I halfway deserve that. God. It's a damn shame. You dropped 42 gold. I'm still doing Mythic. I don't care. I want to get far enough into this dungeon to where I'm not leaving you guys in a place where we haven't done anything, basically. Definitely gonna try that boss fight again, but I want to at least beat the boss of this dungeon before we conclude this stream. But that's gonna require me to talk less and actually fucking try hard, so I'm gonna do that. I gotta figure out Gully's stun move, because that would have helped against the boss. I gotta look at her skills, not the dungeon skills. Which one of these bastards stun? One of these motherfuckers stun. I know they do. I think it might be her level 1 Reckoning skill. I have 3 bars of burst. I should have used it, but I thought I could handle them with just raw skills. My mistake. Oh, never mind. I thought he killed me. I was about to be like, what the fuck? They got knocked out. I was like, what? Oh, man. Must have PTSD from that fucking mini boss fight. Fuck you, I'm doing Mythic again. I don't care. I will beat this dungeon on Mythic. It's going to happen. At level 1, I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. Even if I die in between, I'm getting to the next checkpoint. I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna fish on stream. That's gonna be something I do off camera. But I'll show you what it. All right, I'll do it once just to show you guys what it looks like. Well, you have to kill the enemies here to do that anyway, but. This game has a lot of side content you can do, but because of the point of me actually streaming this, I don't want to do a bunch of it on camera. So what I'm gonna do is do that mini boss fight off camera. I'm gonna revisit this dungeon and possibly include the outcome of that quest in a separate recording. Actually, I might continue recording even after this stream ends. Actually, no, that won't work. Damn it. All right, fine. I might have to farm for that encounter again just to show you guys the outcome of it. Because that undead pyromancer is a character that we're gonna meet again if you do the true progression of that encounter. We see him again. And actually, things like that are a great way to teach you guys about having subplots and stuff too. Essentially, since RPGs are one of the only games that have narrative be as important as the gameplay, things like that actually enrich the story too. So you can include sub-villains like that undead pyromancer in your stories as well. Obviously, it's going to be handled a bit differently because you're probably writing a novel or a comic, but, you know, it's an idea. Yeah, I'll switch this, right? This thing is way too strong. Has way too much health. Good. I'm not gonna do a bunch of fishing on camera, but I'll show you what it looks like after. Damn it, there's still more enemies. I guess after I kill these two. Everyone just die. Just die, all of you. dear God. I was hoping he'd reincarnate her before the fight ended because she'd have full health. Oh, she does anyway. Good. How many fucking enemies are in this room? Journal entry 1026. This has been a disaster. The moment we set foot on this forsaken isle, we were beset by disaster. First, there was the sudden squall that blew in just after landing, nearly tore the ships apart on the rocky shore. Then we discovered most of our rations were spoiled by rats. It is as if the gods themselves were opposing us. The search for answers inside the outpost has been similarly unsuccessful. How could anyone find their way in these blasted catacombs? A Kickstarter lore entry. Oh yeah, this game had backers. It was actually launched the year 2015, or no. Yeah, year 2015. It was the exact same year that I went to boot camp. I was actually upset when I found out because I actually wanted to. I would have loved the opportunity to actually contribute to the Kickstarter. Oh, and this cube here upgrades your items if you find it. So I went ahead and put our letter opener in there. And there's still enemies in here. Yep, still enemies. Shit. And we'll encounter that cube later on in the dungeon. Once I find it, I'll have an upgraded letter opener. Okay, I believe that was truly the last enemy, so I can... No, it wasn't. Holy shit, a mimic. Fuck me. Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and hit him with this, because I don't want to deal with whatever he's got. Oh my god, he's so strong. I hate to say it, Mythic might not even be possible. I don't know if I have the ability to do over 1,000 damage. But god damn it, we're gonna try. Oh man, my only hope is to try and increase my crit rate and do a couple things. First thing being to taunt him with Gully. Actually, that should work out nicely. So, I'm gonna go ahead and enrage one more time. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna do... Anytime an ally receives damage, they're healed 26 health. I'm putting that on her. I'm gonna do the Mantle of Aramis. Yeah, I have to play tryhard now. Like, it has to happen. With this guy, he does too much crazy shit. I have to play tryhard. I'm actually gonna plant Relentless Assault on us because I get 2 turns after this. Yes, yeah, let's do that. This move is fucking cheating. You get 1 turn to apply buffs, and then a 2nd turn to to do this shit. You'll see in a second. She survived all of that. Yep. I know what to do for this dungeon. I fucking did it. I can do it. I can beat this on Mythic. If I can do that, I can beat this on Mythic. I'm pretty sure the boss has less health than that. Let's go. I did over 1,200 damage with a crit. Oh yeah, I know what to do now. I thought I was smoked again. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I thought I was smoked. So yeah, this is what fishing looks like. It's a pretty simple mini game. I'm not gonna fish for all the things in here just because that's fucking boring. But I will catch one at least. This gets easier with higher grade lures. But there you go, spear minnow. Though common and caught in the thousands, scales of this fish flow across its body without error. Perfectly designed in a unique pattern to each individual fish. Yep, that's fishing. That's actually going to be the way we end up getting shadow coins. And by the time I do part 2 of this, I might end up having the booty blade from the collector. Just because I said I wasn't going to be doing much farming on camera because that's fucking boring. Like, it just is. Not much to say. We're going to be encountering the same enemies we've encountered in the Ironwood in this dungeon, outside of a couple. The last new enemy we met was actually a mini boss. It was that undead pyromancer. I don't want to show him to you again because my bestiary is literally at 100%ed, and I don't want to spoil what comes next. We'll see him again. I told you that enemy was fucking crazy. Can't I cure my own fucking, can I cure my own sickness with him? I could have sworn I could cure my own ailments. Oh yeah, I can. Warrior's Resolve. But would I rather do that or I'll Siphon? Siphon seems like the better. Yeah, definitely. That was the smarter move. Didn't do me a whole lot of fucking good though. And shit like this is why I'm glad I did this on New Game Plus. barrier swing. Thank God. Actually, fuck that. I'm gonna... No, I have to do barrier swing. It's faster. I'm gonna hit him. Give Calibretto some chill. That thing's gonna kill one of us. Yep, knew it. I am not in a good spot. Please don't kill Garrison. Thank you. No matter what happens, that Eviscerator has to die. Like, he just has to get the fuck up out of here. He's gotta get the... He's gotta fucking go. My critical chance has increased 60%, so that means... I should be able to one-shot him with what I have. Calibretto's next, so he'll be able to clean up everything else. Please don't kill Garrison. Oh, fuck. What? Ah, oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Not in a good place right now. Dude, I am cooked. I'm fucking cooked. Oh my God. Yeah. What am I gonna do about the Eviscerator?
Work to do. Oh. Back. And nearly in one piece.
Went ahead and upgraded the
Come
blacksmith. Next time I see him, his wares will be
What do you
rare.
need?
So. I won't be using these two for a while. Well, I'll use him sooner. I'll sell her clothes.
Yep, be careful. Interrupted my work. Just be careful.
I guess I'll be streaming for however long it takes to beat this dungeon. I'm not going to activate any other side quests. I'm just going to go ahead and warp back to the Iron Outpost. Because at least I was smart enough to get the warp point there. What? Oh, you are fucking kidding me. I definitely interacted with it. Come on, man. Please don't tell me I don't unlock teleporting until I beat this dungeon. Alright, just don't tell me. I'm beating this dungeon on Mythic, bro. I don't care. If I'm lucky enough to get that sarcophagus again, I'll go ahead and progress that quest. But I'm definitely coming back to fight him off camera for that shit. I want the shit. You get a rare suit of armor. You get a legendary rare suit of armor this encounter if you beat him. And then you get better rewards later. I'm going balls in on this Eviscerator, but first I'm definitely putting shielding on all of us. Everything else is survival, but this Eviscerator gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. He gotta go. See, what the fuck is that, dude? Warblade's not gonna be enough to one-shot him, so I'm gonna hit him with Berserk. And a barrier swing for good man. No. Heroism again. Then I'm gonna hit Garrison with... What am I gonna hit him with? Healing wave, just heal. Get him the fuck up out of here. Let's go. Bastard. I never thought I'd see Calibretto die. But it doesn't matter because he's out of here. Alright, highest damaging enemy is getting fucking... The highest damaging enemy is getting fucking jumped. I'm not even gonna bullshit. They're getting jumped. I don't care about anyone else. Journal entry 1025. We arrive tomorrow. Already the massive fortress looms ominously on the horizon. Its ramparts bristle with massive cannons. Mana aside, it is not hard to see why the fortress is a desirable location. If you hold the fortress, you hold the island. Some of the men have begun whispering about bandits and monsters. Knowing what I know of past deserters, I say the cause to more likely wenches and flagons of mead than monsters and bandits. A Kickstarter lore master entry. I can make this now? No, I can't. I don't have the materials. I don't think I want to make that anyway. I'd rather find something. I believe I lost the bloodletter when I died in the dungeon last time, which sucks, but whatever, I guess. Boss. 2 more ships this time from the south. 1 boat, 1 airship. Boat sank fast enough. Airship got away. Weren't our fault. It was fast. Faster than we've seen before. Took damage though. Saw more than a few sorry souls fall overboard during the scuffle. Didn't bother fetching them. They were shark bait after the tumble. But yeah. It got away. Might get more company around here soon, assuming the ship can make it more than a few clicks before the last engine gives up. Won't happen again. Evans. Go ahead and grab the dungeon map. Alright, I've decided it. Whatever side shit I want to get done in here, I'm going to do it off camera. I want that legendary suit of armor. Part 2, I'll probably show you guys that I've earned it. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to do about the side quest with the undead pyromancer and what that looks like to complete his true progression. I might leave a link to that in the description just for the sake of time. Also, the field traps are fucking brutal, to be completely honest. Or they can be. This guy's a gambler and he cheats. I'm gonna kill him for his ring. It gives him great luck and gives him more gold. Yada yada. Gonna do the same for us. Target him. I don't think either of these guys are strong enough to kill Gully or Calibretto, so we're probably good. I'm just gonna keep hitting them with party-wide attacks. Goodbye. Actually, I don't think I need to do that. I think Warblade will actually kill him. Cheater's ring. I got the legendary version of that. I never get that. I think usually it's purple. I'll put that on Calibretto since he doesn't need much stat boosting. He's generally pretty tanky already. The gambler always tried to squeeze as much money from his opponents as he could, and this ring helped. Perk, Gold Scrounger. Increases gold found in combat by 10%. Nice. put that on Garrison. He could use the extra health. Gambler won't be cheating anyone anymore. This next encounter is going to be pretty tough, so I'm going to switch to Calibretto and actually use his field skill to heal us. Already read that lore entry. We're fighting that ninja there on the bridge, which... Actually, no, he's not a ninja. He's a shaman. Apparently, bandits recruit shamans. Who fucking knew? Hold there. You will go no further. It can end here if you tell us where our friends are. The ones on the ship you shot down. Dead, certainly. If not, they will be after we kill you. Shallow threats. You shouldn't have come here, outsiders. Conversation's over. This music slaps, and I want to know whether or not it's copyrighted, because I would definitely put this in the stream playlist. New enemy encountered, though, the Bandit Warden. These guys are shamans, and they're tough as hell. He's getting jumped. But first, I'm going to taunt to draw all the enemy's attention. I'm going to enrage the party, buff attack, and crit. I'm going to hit us all with the healing over time. And they're going to take their turn. He's going to hit for a lot. Well, Gully just ate it, but this whole party does decent damage. What I'm going to do for Garrison is, matter of fact, I'm going to just do this. And then I'm going to go berserk on the boss. I'm going to go ahead and that for her. Swift cleanse for her. Chieftain's going to attack once more. Oh my god, she survived. That was cheating, bro. She absorbed all that damage with the shield and gained health back. Let's go. This party is broken. Yo. Well, the threat has been subdued. Now we just kill the stragglers. Let's go. This game. Yo, it's crazy how this is still hard, even if I have all the skills. I've like died 3 times. And I've died each time because I wasn't using the party effectively. I actually do have the strength to beat this dungeon on Mythic with all the skills. I just wasn't playing optimally. That's why I ended up losing. Journal entry 1024. My unit is being sent to the fortress. Been 6 weeks since we last had communication with the skeleton crew there, and we are tasked with uncovering why. Merrick thinks it's a waste of time. The moment the last drop of mana dried up, so too did King Vancelor's interest in the fortress, he says. Why else would the king recall so many of the men stationed there? Regardless, we must determine what went wrong. A Kickstarter lore entry. Lore master entry. An eviscerator. Do I want that treasure that bad? Yes. And I can fight him on his own, I think. I attracted a bandit. Whatever. You're gonna be seeing that skill a lot, I'm sorry. It's too good. Let's go. Cool. I'm not gonna hit. Actually, this will be the last. This will be the last side room I hit before we progress to the actual end of the dungeon. Because until we meet the newest, until we meet the boss, there's not much else I can convey in the way of storytelling. You've seen everything thus far. We see the bandit brawler, which before it was a special enemy named Lieutenant Crusher. I've already spoken to you guys about the variety in landmarks in the landscape, variety of character, personality, and design. You know, how the art is servicing the story just as much as the narrative is. The character interaction, the different dynamics and inner struggles of each character, yada yada. And I guess I kind of briefly spoke on villains with the introduction of that mini boss. I keep forgetting his name, the undead pyromancer guy. We'll get deeper into that once we actually meet the big bad of this dungeon. But let me go ahead and progress this fight. Talked long enough. It's way too hard. Higher grade knockout gloves, cool. There's only a 12-point increase in damage. Fucking lame. One thing I do like about this game, enemies can also be affected by the environment. So I shot one of them with my cannon, which is why one of them's burning. The other one ran into the blade trap, which is why he's heavily damaged and bleeding. glad I didn't get hit by that. That wouldn't have been my fault at all. Looks like the boss is actually adjacent, well, twice adjacent to this room. Like I said, guys, I'm good on the side content. If there's anything I want from this dungeon, I'll get it off camera. I've kind of wasted you guys' time long enough with the exploration bit of this game. I forgot how to do the map. Oh, right thumbstick for the map. This appears to be an undelivered letter. Hey, boss. So we got a few problems. First, at least a few of the crew from the ship we took out are still alive and kicking. The wreckage was on Talon Beach, but no bodies. Jim says he's seen somewhat look like them cutting through patrols on the road. We sent Vok to harm's way, seeing if they were hiding there. The meatball Grimbeard tossed him out by his hair. Haven't heard from him yet. Though I swore for a crazy second I saw their wizard on the deck of our ship. As soon as I seen him, he was gone. Hey, also, one of the ships we shot down recently was our message skiff. So, probably ain't getting these anyway. Our bad. Gibbons. Oh, fuck, that's a seeker crystal. Give me that shit. Or surveyor stone, whatever. This appears to be an undelivered letter. Boss, got a problem. An airship got past the patrol, made it almost to shore. But I can explain. It was fast. Pilot was good. We had the light armada on him, but this wizard, he shot lightning out of his eyes, took half the fleet out in one whiff. We got on board, but one of them cut up about, 50 of our men by himself. And there was this kid, what with these glowing gauntlets, had strength like we couldn't figure. She punched one of our ships out of the sky by herself. We hit her square on with the guns. She just stood there smiling. We took their ship down over the western shore, but couldn't find no sign of them. Sure they're dead, yeah? The fall was impossible. We'll keep an eye out. Please don't send one of them freaky bowmen to whoop the guys again. Gibbons. A bold engraving set at the base of the statue. Here the Watcher keeps vigil over the iron outpost, with warning for those who would enter. Tread lightly. I believe that's a reference to Vigil Games. Actually, it is a reference to Vigil Games, a studio that closed down briefly after the release of Darksiders 1. And now I remember Airship Syndicate and Joe Madureira, I believe, did work on this and the Darksiders series, which is why, now I remember again, one of the backer items for the Kickstarter was a weapon for Garrison, and a reference from Darksiders 1 being Chaos Eater, which is the main weapon of the main character of Darksiders 1 War. I'm not fighting that. No! And you get that as an exclusive item for back in this game, which I'm still bitter about because I would never have been able to back it anyway. Where the fuck is the boss? I'm gonna skip half of this just so we can get to the boss. Gonna see if I can sneak and get this shrine. Nope, can't do it. Fuck me. I didn't want to fight him. I wanted the shrine. God, this avoiding enemies thing. Really bad at it. Ah, good shit. Alright. Shrine of Health. That should help with the boss. And this is how we know the boss is here. This is a healing crystal that restores all of your resources before the fight. Turns blue upon use, and you can only use it once. I'll be quiet here for this next opening cinematic.
Hurry up! Got it. Oh, go! Get it to the boss! Ain't telling me twice!
Cowards.
What is that?
Bad news. Get ready.
And here we have the Blade Fiends. So this suit of armor, obviously possessed by a ghost, was resurrected after those bandits removed an artifact blade from its remains. And now here we are fighting it. I'm gonna go ahead and progress the fight while I think about how I can turn this into a discussion about villains. His introduction was pretty unique. Obviously, the only way he's able to actually fight us is because his power was being sealed away by that artifact blade that introduces a cool lore-based item that we'll encounter later. I almost said what it was. I'm not gonna say what it is. But yeah, think of unique ways you can introduce powerful enemies like these into your story, especially if you're writing fantasy. And I'd prefer not to let this guy attack. But I don't want to rob you guys of the visuals of this boss, so I'll hold off on that. Hopefully I can do that without dying. But yeah, obviously he causes bleeding. Hopefully he does another move that I don't want to name. I'm trying very hard not to spoil things for you guys. Really cool name for this debuff. I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse her because it does more good than harm to do that. trying to remember whether or not there is a phase 2 for this boss. Damn, he's not doing the attack I want him to do. Damn, I did the wrong move for Calibretto. Ah, shit, he's casting Blade Tornado. I don't know if that's gonna kill. Do not know if that's gonna kill him or not. This is what I'll do. Reduce the damage of the next incoming attack by 40%. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with a... yeah, Nature's Boon. More heroism. Enrage the party. Don't kill me. I did this for you guys, so you can see all the cool stuff the boss can do. I don't even think he can do the move that I'm wanting him to do just yet, but yeah, he's not gonna do it. I'm just gonna end the fight. I'm just gonna tell you what the attack is too, because it's gonna take too long to farm. So the attack is called the Curse of Blades. basically what it does, and it makes you more vulnerable to his blade strikes. The animation is where he basically points at either one person or the entire party. You get this purple, smoky, circular effect around you, and you get hit with the debuff of the Blades Curse, or the Curse of Blades, which does what I just described. That's what I wanted you guys to see. I wanted you to see all his attack animations, but it seems like it's gonna take a while for him to actually do it, so I'll just go ahead and end the fight. I could have one-shot him if I wanted to. It's a level 1 weapon. Nature's Touch, Small Blade Shard, Coast Iron Broadsword.
The blade they pulled from that thing was an artifact. This is more than some bandits screwing around.
The bandit who got away dropped this insignia as he fled. Have you ever seen one like it?
No, I haven't.
It sounds like we're paying Grimbeard at least one more visit.
Yes, we are.
I've earned the mythical treasure cache. Ignore the rusty red blade. This is an item that has more use for us later. This is actually the component of another legendary weapon that we find the ingredients for again later. For now, I'm gonna equip this broadsword. So the way the story's just progressed is that there's more going on than there's more going on than they originally thought. I try to do things like this with my stories. In fact, a lot of RPGs like this one are what inspired the route I decided to take for the current story I'm writing. Shit, I don't even think we know what their original business was trying to come to this island, but, you know, they were shot down. The quest then became to reunite the party. They were attacked by bandits, so obviously they're gonna meet resistance from those bandits as they try to find their friends. Now they're trying to find their friends, and they just came across a group of bandits stealing an artifact from basically a gravesite of a ghost that was being bound here by an artifact blade. Makes them think that there's something else going on other than just some like you said, more than just some bandits screwing around. You have to find ways like that to make your story broader, to flesh it out more. Oh, and now that we're a certain level, enemies will get out of our way on the map, so that's cool. So as you can see, the story is naturally progressing, and the stakes are getting gradually higher and higher. So we're gonna stop dealing with bandits that were seemingly acting on their own, and start dealing with more mythical creatures being sent by some arcane leader. Grimbeard's gonna give us more insight on that now.
You're back. Such a treat.
This insignia was dropped by a fleeing bandit. Is it familiar?
Yes, sir. From the Iron Outpost. Not a military mark. I can't make heads or tails of it. But Quall might. He's a strange one, to be sure. Most likely to know of anyone, that said.
He hasn't had much interest in speaking with us thus far.
It may as be. But now you've got something interesting to discuss.
Yes, we do.
What could go wrong?
Hello.
I want to buy any of this shit. I don't think I do. It's never really worth buying many things from shopkeepers in most RPGs. A complaint I've always had about them, by the way. Like, I've never seen anything in in a shop in an RPG that I just couldn't find anywhere else. Most of the things worth buying from this guy are going to be the consumable crafting upgrades like these, which I'm going to want to buy them all at once. 2, 4, about 700 gold. I could buy them all now. What else am I going to use the money on?
Interrupted my work, right? Alright, don't get killed.
Oh yeah, I'm opening that mythical treasure cache. I earned that shit. Legendary item for a character we haven't met yet. Some jewelry. Glad to see you around again. I have a proposition for you. The sewers down below town have been infested with spiders. There's a sewer below town? Sure is. It's one of the perks of living here. What makes you say it's infested with spiders? Lots of folks have gone down there. They either come back covered in webs or not at all. If you could clear it out for me, I'd be real appreciative. We'll see if we have the time. Speak to me again whenever you're ready to venture down there.
Stay a while.
We have our first side quest, which I believe leads into a hunt.
Hello.
Well, first side quest in town
Safe
that leads into a hunt.
What'll it be? Be well.
I will not be exploring the sewers this time. What I will do is talk to Qual, advance the story a little bit, and wrap up part 1 of this breakdown. One sec, guys, sorry.
Yes? Why, hello. Have you brought me something interesting?
While at the Iron Outpost, we witnessed bandits pulling a sword from a pile of armor. That pile of armor then promptly came to life and tried to kill us.
Ah, yes. Quite fascinating what an artifact can do, especially to other artifacts.
What do you mean, other artifacts?
That was no ordinary set of armor you battled. It was an ancient artifact, once worn by a lieutenant, cursed with power by Varus himself.
Sorry to interrupt. Varus. That was the name of the undead pyromancer that I tried to fight and lost to. I'm gonna go back and progress his side quest, so we meet him again later. I think I'm just gonna tell you roughly what happens. So whenever you find the sarcophagus, you place your hand on it, you chant the curse that's written on top of the sarcophagus that's made to trap him, and it frees his soul. You hear ominous laughter and you feel a chill, and you know the spirit escapes, and obviously that's meant to set up the fact that you meet him again later. Like I said, I'll leave a link to the cutscene in case you guys are interested in that. In the description. But like I said, I'm gonna go back and get that legendary suit of armor off camera. By the time part 2 releases, you'll see me wearing that. And I might farm some shadow coins for some gear for Garrison. So on with the dialogue.
Who is Varys?
Just your run-of-the-mill archmage turned crazed Imperial, infused with the power of a blood demon. Long since dead, or at least disappeared.
Run that by us again?
Actually, never mind. I think Varys is a different person. Hang on, let me look up the name of that undead pyromancer so that I'm not just calling him that. My bad. The boss, the first boss that I lost to in the Iron Outpost, that was the Pyromancer, was called the Shade of Belverus. Belverus is the guy in the sarcophagus that we meet later. Not Varys. Sorry. Varys is another important character in the game's overall story. My bad.
I'm no historian. Learn more on your own, if you must.
Forget it. The bandits, they may know where our lost friends are. And if they have an artifact, where can we find them?
If they found your friends, they'd be in Junktown.
Where is it?
To the east. Straight east, nearly. Only, there's a small problem.
Other than our friends who are missing? In my patience, wearing thin?
A bandit cannon blocks the lone road going east. You'll never get past. If you try, I'll be sure to swing by and collect what's left of you afterwards.
I'm really not very good at controlling my temper.
Now, there is another way. If you can get the blink station working again.
That explains why I couldn't use it.
A teleporter of some kind?
Yes. It can teleport you deep into the Rushlands, a dry and rough place. Nasty. Through it, you can approach the cannon from the south and flank the cannon. Once it is disabled, you can access Junktown freely.
The blink station. How do we fix it?
Down the east road, just north of the cannon emplacement, is Banog Cave. Inside is a mana core. Grimbeard has sworn he can repair the blink station if someone were crazy enough to fetch it. You definitely look crazy. Go get it, bring it to him. Maybe he'll be bold enough to fix it for you and blink you down to the Rushlands.
Okay, we...
This conversation is no longer interesting. However, your interest in alchemy is.
Our what?
Alchemy. Why else would you have gone to the Iron Outpost but to gather all those wonderful alchemy ingredients?
Our lost friends?
My alchemy table is yours to experiment with. Just clean up any messes, of which there will certainly be many. Goodbye. You're leaving.
Okay. I think that's a good place to end this stream for part 1. Actually, how long have I been streaming this? About 4 hours. So yeah, we beat the first dungeon. I introduced you to the first 3 characters we've encountered in the game. We spoke to all the townsfolk. I broke down some of the storytelling elements of the game thus far. And hopefully I get to extrapolate a little bit further on the villain discussion. Because I don't think I gave you a whole lot of information on that. And honestly, that was really more of a special enemy than a true villain anyway. So you could take whatever information I gave you in regard to villains and apply that to creative ways you can have formidable foes in your story that aren't necessarily your big bad. But I think that's gonna be it. As usual, guys, this has been your gracious host, Kane Walker, signing off, and I will see you again next time. Peace.